Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakha HaKodash. All right, double honors to our beloved apostles of Great Millstone, that were well. All right, and peace and salutations to the beloved elect, scattered across the four corners of the earth, whom Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai is blessing these last days with this awakening, okay, to this truth, to who you are. Okay, why you're in the condition that you're in, and how are we going to be delivered from the turmoils that's to come, okay? Shalom, we are very, very blessed to have this truth, man. All right, so I'm coming back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai with another lesson, man. And I've actually had this one, brewed up. I just haven't had a chance to get to it. I've been working nights for the past couple of days, so the schedule's been kind of hectic, man. But I'm off today, and pretty much I'm going to entitle this lesson, man. Okay, this is just something that's been on my spirit. I know the beloved elder brother Yashawamba just did a lesson, kind of dealing with the mindset of what the scripture says about remembering your first love, which our first love is this truth, man. Okay, no matter what. Okay, and I'm going to actually entitle this lesson, which it was entitled, Take Care of Your Calling, or Take Your Calling Serious. All right, take your calling serious, man. All right, there is nothing, when you really sit back and you examine what Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai has called us into, what the mission is, and what the blessing is that we're going to receive. All right, nothing in this world, okay, Romans the 8th chapter, is really more important than the things that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai has for those who wait for him, man. Okay, man, it's either two choices, man. Are you going to fight, okay, make your calling and election sure, or you're going to be destroyed. Okay, and the scripture says that in 2 Peter it says what? That you have no need that are right unto you, knowing that the day of the Lord is nigh. And we see it, man. I mean, the prophecies is just every day, blasting off. Okay, so everything is being fulfilled, man. Okay, so what more of the turmoil? Okay, what more of the missiles? What more of the destruction? Okay, because guess what? That's going to come too. And as we say every week, the only way to escape is through what? Your faith and your works, man. So we can never take our eye off of that, all right? The scripture says to keep what? To keep your eye single. Okay, so we ought not to take our eye off the mission, man. Okay, and yes, when you come to serve the Lord, man, okay, when you come to really serve Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, you're going to catch hell. Okay, but the scripture tells you also that it says what's that? I believe it was in Thessalonians where it says that you were forewarned of the pretty much the hell you're gonna catch, man. And ultimately it's a rite of passage. Okay, it's the cost of discipleship. Okay, and the only way to obtain the rest that remaineth and be delivered from the wrath is to go through that straight gate. All right, the scripture says enter ye at the straight gate, which is a position of difficulty. And there's a lot of things that we have to suffer here. We gotta take our beautiful L's. We have to deal with the unfairness. We have to look at a wicked motherfucker prospering while we just catching it, and we have to endure that. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of shit you got to go through, and it's true. But once again, it's the rite of passage, man. Okay, but see, you got to think of it too. Yes, we go through certain particular things, but guess what? We have the eye salve, and we have the vision, and we have the treasure map. Okay, to obtain that immortality, man. That a nigga who's just out here doing super good doesn't have. So once again, Yahweh Shai said that he would not leave us comfortless, man. Okay, we ain't through here. These people are through. These people are getting ready to enter a time of trouble that the world has never experienced before, man. Okay? And they're not going to have any cloak for their sins. They're not going to have the answers or the safety or the angels encamping around them because they didn't fear the Lord. Okay? So when we sit back and really examine on what we've been given, okay, which is this understanding and this mission, okay, there's a victory written, okay, and it's very, very, very imperative to stay focused, okay. All right, the scripture says to what? To lean upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai without distractions, okay, and that's just a mindset that we have to pray for, man. You know, making sure that we're not entangling ourselves with the affairs of this life too much. Now, of course, you got to deal. You got to deal with your family. You got to work. You might have to deal with your woman. But you know what? I'm going to get a scripture real quick because this is something that this has been on my spirit. What's that second Ezra where it speaks about being pilgrims upon the earth? Okay. And you know what? That mindset is only for the elect, man. That's not for nobody but the elect. Okay, that exhortation of being a pilgrim upon the earth, meaning, this is the book of 2 Ezra 16:40. All right, it says, matter of fact, I'll start at 37. Okay, all right, because the shit is getting ready to go down any day now. It's so much going on, man. All right, as far as we can see an event that's going to take place that's going to usher in the MOTB, because that's really the ultimate prophecy that we're waiting on, and that's going to line exactly up with Jacob's trouble. And we're in that time now to where that reality, that vision is going to ultimately be a reality, man. Okay, so we got to hold on, man. We got to hold on. I know brothers is burning. I know brothers is going through fiery trials. Hell, we all are, but we got to hold on, man. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, 2 Ezra, chapter 16, verse 36. It says, Behold the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. All right, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, right? The plagues, the destruction. Okay, it's nigh. We can see that it's nigh through the prophecies. We can see that it's close. Okay. It says, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son, okay, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth. They slack not a moment, and we're seeing that now. Like, see, the Most High, he's equating this judgment that's about to come as a woman that's in travail. Okay. And when a woman is about to give birth, she goes through what's called contractions, and those contractions hurt like a motherfucker. Okay, and they're going to continue to hurt until it's time for her to deliver a child, and there's nothing that she could do about it. There's nothing that she could do about the contractions when they come. It's just something that she got to deal with. So the same thing with America, Babylon the Great. Okay, the birth pangs represent the prophecies that shows that this place is going to be through. Okay, and we're seeing it. Okay, the wars, the rumors of wars. Okay, the earthquakes, all the end time signs that Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai has given us, they're not slacking. Okay, which means what? Our redemption is drawing nigh, man. Okay. Okay, so that's what this is speaking about. Verse 39, it says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon every side. And that's coming. Okay, sorrows are coming up on every side. Okay, all right, and we're kind of seeing that. We are seeing that. I'm not gonna say we're kind of seeing that. We are seeing it. We are seeing Jacob's trouble coming around the corner. Okay, this situation that's happening with Iran and Israel, that's manifesting itself. And then you got, you know, soldiers that's making videos and just telling people to embrace for a T attack and just straight hell. I'm gonna say that, hell. Embrace for hell. Okay. All right. As considering this war, okay, and how this shit is gonna turn up. All right, things aren't gonna get. MAGA is a demon. The Mossad is not gonna make America great again. He's gonna destroy this place, man. Okay, and we know that. Okay, so we have to endure. There is a manner of a mindset that we have to be in, which is enduring and staying focused, man. Checking yourself, examining yourself. I'm saying this to myself, not being overwhelmed or overcharged with the shit of this world. And that's why I want to read the scripture, man, because when we be down, okay, it's going to give us the mindset that we have to be in. Okay, it says, verse 40, it says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, make ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth," man. So we have to make ourselves ready for the battle, what's coming down the pipe, you know, and trusting in the Lord, okay, when these things come about, okay, and not leaning on our own understanding, and not being taken off of our watch. Okay, we have to watch. All right. You don't want to be sleeping at the wheel spiritually, man. Okay, because the last thing you want to do is have an oil spill when these times come, especially the time of persecution, which that's coming upon the earth, man. Okay. All right. So we had to make ourselves ready for the battle, man. Okay. You know, very, very, very important. All right. It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as if he hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as if he shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as he shall not reap, and he that planteth as if a vineyard planted the vineyard as if they shall not gather. They that marry as they shall not get children, and they that are married not as the widowers. All right, because we have to, you know, learn also how to make sure that we put everything in its perspective, and that Satan, okay, can use those particular things to throw you off, man. One of those is a woman. Okay. All right. You know, which is a powerful entity, okay, that we have to regulate in its truth. Okay. The whole woman thing, man. And, you know, we got to be in the spirit a lot, man. Okay. And don't ruin your salvation because you were enamored by the woman. And that's just something that can, hey, what's that, Second Ezra, where it speaks about one of the things that can destroy kings. And they spoke about the woman. You know, you gotta be in the spirit of saying fuck that bitch, all right, and not have a problem doing the moving. Okay, because look, we're gonna get the woman, brothers. All right, look, the Lord promised us. He said, look, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. Okay, you know, so, you know, and you know, it's not good for man to be alone, but we at war right now, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes, you know, a woman, you know, is best to not, well, Paul said that. He said, look, if I was you, I wouldn't even deal. But if you burn it in the flesh, if you got to deal, go do what you got to do. But you will have trouble in the flesh, because when it comes to these women, you know, there's always going to be some extra shit that you got to deal with. So, but hey, you know, just whatever you do, just be in the spirit, man. All right. And that's all goes back to this title of this lesson. You gotta take care of this truth, man. You gotta take care of your calling. Don't be slipping out here, man. All right. Let me see. Right, I got a couple notes that I had written down. I want to just speak on these real quick. All right, and the first one I got is fear in the Lord, man. The scripture says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So, us knowing what's coming down the pipe, okay, we have to fear the Lord, man. Okay, we have to have a fear of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, so that we can walk in obedience, man. Very, 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 very important. Okay, very important. Okay. Heavy police activity over here. Look like ice shit going on out here, man. Shit, I just got pulled over here a minute ago, man. You know, through the spirit. Hey, hey, we did what the Lord said, man. We agree with our adversary. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We agree with our adversary, and we're good. All right. So yeah, fear in the Lord. Okay. Hey, what the scripture also says for you brothers out there, it says when a man's way pleases the Lord, he even causes his enemies to be at peace with him. Okay, so hey, the angels are gonna encamp around us. Hey, Salakia, you know it's the spirit because I was meditating on a movie, the movie Star Wars, when Obi-Wan Kenobi, when he was trying to get Luke Skywalker to the ship so he can become a Jedi. When they went to that little checkpoint, and he told the officer, you know, he's good to go. He pretty much he used the force, and then the officer said, "Okay, you guys are good to go." Well, that's kind of how it is in the spirit with us. We use the precepts, and that's going to get us out of certain particular situations. But anyways, I'm not going to dwell too much upon that. I had also written down not letting distractions take you off the path. Okay, very, very important. Once again, the scripture says to what? Lean upon Yahweh Shem Yahshai without distraction. So, you know, everything has to be put in its perspective. Okay? Everything. Because the Most High finna blow this bitch. And we have to be able to let go of anything, everything. Well, like my man said on heat, don't let yourself get attached to anything that you are not willing to walk out and seek the second flat if you feel the heat. Hey, that's spiritual game right there, and it's truth. And whatever you got to let go, man, look, the Lord's going to give it back to you. Okay? Nothing is more important than the victory, man. Yeah, you might get, you know, even the little perks of this world, you know, the little pleasures that may come with it. Hey, man. Hey, our heavenly pleasures are going to be coming soon, brothers. All right? I had also written down, we don't want to be the ones who didn't take care of their talents. And right, we don't want to be the ones who did not take care of their other talents. Okay? At all. All right? What the scripture speaks about in the book of Matthew. Okay? But anyways, brothers, I'm going to close it out there, man. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahshai. The whole reason for this lesson was take your calling serious, brothers. We almost up out of here. Okay? Hold it down, man. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahshai, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles, the great millstone, and shalom to the elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom.